So let's start with the big one. And it's not male, it's not female. We are male and female. Hello, I'm in a body, I'm a man, right? You're in a body, you're a man, or anywhere in between. That's perfectly acceptable. So God is, we don't need to put gendered pronouns on there. And actually, I found that I'm a little bit irritated when people say things like goddess or whatever. It's like, let's get out of the gender identity politics here. We're talking about God, the big one. It's not gendered, and God is 3 letters. It's nice. Anyway, it's God. But we can say God or goddess, but there's no gender here. Anyway, what is God? Well, okay, we'll start with the fun one. We can say, it's you, because that's true. But what is God? One way to put it, and this is really one of the most fundamental concepts, is energy. Let me go back to science for just a moment. Excuse me. Here's one of the main problems with science. Absolutely zero explanation for why consciousness or life exists at all. No explanation. No explanatory power. Nothing. What science has is excellent descriptive abilities. We can describe your DNA, we can describe your neurons, we can describe your hormones, we can describe your blood pressure, we can describe all different things about your physical system and how you reproduce, and all of that. Where does life come from? What is life? There's no answer. Okay, well, if everything's just made out of atoms, how come I'm made out of atoms and I'm alive? This is made out of atoms and it's not alive. Science has no explanation. There is no explanation. Other than to say, well, you're a biological being. That is not. No kidding. I'm asking you, what makes me alive? And there's no answer. And that's okay. That's okay. That's the answer. Okay? But science is very good at describing energy. Very, very excellent. Love science. Describing energy. And this is another way to describe God. God is energy. Because, well, look, we're just dealing with definitions here. If we're going to say God is everything, well, what is everything made out of? Well, everything's made out of energy. Okay, so God's energy, right? It's kind of just a logical conclusion that's to be made there. But it's also an experience as well. I mean, that's what we really have to tie everything back to, is this comes out of experience. You can experience this in your body. You can experience it. Energy. Lots of it. So, we can say that God is an energy being. God is made out of energy. And everything that we experience in reality is made out of energy, including your thoughts, including your emotions, including your experience. Everything that exists is made out of energy in one form or another. And there are many different spectrums of energy. There are different categories of energy. There are many different kinds of energy that exist within what we call the universe. But it all comes from the same source. All comes from the same place. All works according to the same principles. And in fact, actually, what I would say is that energy also is love. Which also means that love is not an emotion. Love is the true nature of reality. Love is what is true. Energy is true. Love is true. Love is energy. Energy is God. God is love. His energy is you. And I like this one. Because I think it sounds fun. God is the multi-being. Sweet. The hell does that mean? Because God is first and foremost a fractal. Do you know what a fractal is? Raise your hand if you know what a fractal is.
I wouldn't find it, but I can see it.
Okay. I know one when I see it. Okay, fractals. Fractals are, it was kind of a mathematical discovery that came about in, I believe the 1990s is really when people started discovering what fractals were. And Meryl is going to call up some pictures of fractals for us so we can see what they look like. There are different kinds of fractals, but basically fractals are mathematical formulas that when you plug in the numbers into it, it produces a self-replicating pattern that creates variations of itself across multiple levels. So for example, if you see an image of a fractal, you see all this really complex geometry, and they're usually colored to show the different mathematical properties of the fractal. And if you're on your computer, you can take any part of that fractal and you can zoom in on it, and you'll see a variation of the same pattern again. And you can take any portion of that and zoom in again, and then you see variations on the same pattern yet again. So fractals, once more, are mathematical permutations of patterns that repeat themselves in variations across multiple scales and levels simultaneously. In other words, fractals are hyperdimensional manifestations of energetic structures.